Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest. In today's video, I am going to be featuring a company I had never heard of before until I looked at their Appendix 5B or their quarterly cash flow report. And that company is Kaiser Reef Limited, not to be confused with their cousin, the British band Kaiser Chief. Now, I also know there's a national park in Utah called Capitol Reef. Now, that does not mean Capitol Reef and Kaiser Reef are near the ocean or in the ocean. It's something completely different. Anyway, so let's get stuck into looking at Kaiser Reef's March quarter cash flow report, because this company was operational cash flow positive and only has a markup of $29 million. So is there potential value in Kaiser Reef? Now, Kaiser Reef is a gold exploration and production company. They do operate this mine in Victoria. They also have some goldfields projects, tenements in the Lachlan Fold Belt in New South Wales and Victoria. When this company did list, so it was founded in 2019, and they bought these tenements in New South Wales. Then they listed on the 28th of February 2020, which is a significant date, because this company listed on that date and there was not a single IPO for the next 2 months. So that is a very important date, because that is the start of the COVID-19 meltdown, and Kaiser Reef was the last company to IPO in that time. And then there was a 2-month period, no companies IPO'd until Atomo Diagnostics, AT1, listed, and I think that was just taking advantage of tailwinds. I think over the next 4 or 5 months, only about 4 or 5 companies listed during that period. So they listed at almost exactly the wrong, or Kaiser Reef listed at almost exactly the wrong time. But they did make the acquisition of these operational gold mines in Victoria. That went through in January 2021. And alongside those gold mines, they also bought a gold processing plant. The managing director is Jonathan Downs. That name means nothing to me. He has a 2.9% stake in this company. He's highly qualified, lots of experience. And the markup of this company at 20 cents. Now, as I'm speaking, the share price is 19.5 cents, but the markup at these prices is only $28 million. And the TIG code of Kaiser Reef is KAU. Now let's get stuck into the quarterly cash flow reports from the company. Before we have a look at their March quarter results, let's just go back 1 quarter. We can't go back 1 year because they did not have any cash flow at that point in time. So if we go back to the December quarter, Kaiser Reef had $5.1 million in receipts and were actually operational cash flow positive in this quarter by $615,000. They only spent $600,000 in capital expenditure, only $600,000 exploration and valuation. They also did a raising, a $3.1 million raising. So if you take all that into account, the cash flow from operations, their expenditures, and also their raising, they grew cash on hand to $5.1 million, which means at that point in time, the enterprise value of this company was closer towards $20 million than $30 million. So let's have a look at the March quarter results and why this company is looking interesting at this point in time. As we head on to the March quarter results for Kaiser Reef, and this company is doing something right, because in this particular quarter, receipts grew by $1.9 million. Now, I have not taken a look at their activity report, but when you do see receipts climbing and then production costs going down by $800,000, that could mean a couple of things. It could mean they actually produced less gold in this quarter, but sold more gold because maybe they stockpiled gold in the previous quarter. So that could be a reason why receipts are up while production costs are down for this particular quarter. Staff costs only up $100,000. So they produced more in operational cash flow than they increased their costs. And that's actually a good thing. That means they were able to produce more cash in this quarter than the previous quarter. In fact, Kaiser Reef was operational cash flow positive by $3.4 million in this particular quarter. The other thing is Kaiser Reef doesn't spend much money on capital expenditure, exploration, and evaluation, only about $700,000 or just above $700,000. which means because they don't spend a lot of money and they are producing a lot of cash flow, operational cash flow, that meant the cash on hand in this company grew from 5.1 million to $6.9 million in this one quarter. And if you take the market, which was 28 million, minus 6.9 gives you enterprise value, not 23 million. I did some wrong maths there. It's actually $21 million. So if the enterprise value of this company gets less than $20 million, this makes Kaiser Reef so much more enticing, particularly if they can keep the momentum they've shown in the past 2 quarters over the next few quarters. This company can build their cash reserves. And if they can build their cash reserves, they will have to decide eventually what to do with that extra cash. Maybe make another acquisition, that sort of thing. So they've already done that once in the past year, and maybe their sights are on another acquisition in the future. Now, the next major question we have to ask ourselves is, has the market discovered Kaiser Reef? I had not discovered Kaiser Reef until I read the March quarter Appendix 5B or cash flow report. But that is just because I haven't discovered this company, doesn't mean the market hasn't. So has the market discovered Kaiser Reef? And based off the chart, based off the volume, the answer to that at this point in time is no. Back 1 year ago, when they made the acquisition of these Victorian gold mines, the share price actually rose to over 50 cents. So that was the time when the market was excited about the acquisition this company made. But after that, the share price just drifted down. It actually fell from that 50 cents all the way down to a low of about 17 cents, which was reached towards the end of December, actually the middle of December of last year. And ever since that low, the share price has been going sideways or gently or gradually, very gradually drifting higher. And it does look like the share price wants to break out to the upside. Share price gets above about 23.5 cents. That would be at least a 6-month high. But what I want to see is some good volume coming in. And that would be telling me the market is getting excited about something with this company. So it is exciting that this company is operational cash flow positive the last 2 quarters. And if they can continue that momentum going, maybe the market will become excited about Kaiser Reef. That's all I have for this Appendix 5B video for Kaiser Reef, a company I had never heard of before I looked at their quarterly report for the March quarter, financial year 22. If you know more about this company, I'd love to hear your opinions, your thoughts, or if you have questions about this company, I'd love to hear it. So I am going to have to read their appendix, or not the Appendix 5B, but their activity report. So they do have a cash report or quarterly cash flow report and also activity report. And I'm going to have to read that just to see what their expectations, if they do have any expectations with the mine and also their exploration of those tenements, those gold fields in New South Wales. So leave any thoughts, comments, questions you have in the comment section of this video. Otherwise, I'm not a financial advisor. If you do need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.